obviously don't go and do that.
Hey, you do whatever you like.
We can't condone anything of the sort.
No, we can't. Live!
It's live!
And we're clear on the floor.
All right, hey, that was fun.
You're a
Yeah. Hi, she knew my nickname.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Richmond Way. I'm Mark, and not with me as per usual is a gaggle of Ted Lasso fans, people that were at Thundergong 2024. So I'll introduce them now. Well, I'll segue to them introducing themselves. So there you go. Alice, go ahead.
Hi. I'm Alice. I run Ted Lasso Rocks on Instagram, and I give away hand-painted Believe rocks to people.
I'm Marnie, and I'm super envious of people that already have one of Alice's Believe rocks. And I am one of the co-authors of Lead It Like Lasso, and I have a Ted Lasso Rewatch podcast, Lenses of Leadership.
There you go. My name's Chip. I'm a happy participant in Thundergong and one of the coordinating producers on Ted Lasso.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Megan. I'm Alice's friend from long ago. It's like Brady Bunch. We became friends through the TV fandom of Lost, and she brought me into the world of Lasso. So it's great to be here. Thanks for having me, Mark.
Yeah, no problem.
Hi, I'm Tori. I used to have a podcast with my husband, Kevin. It was called Their Soulmates, and now I just hitch along on everyone else's podcast.
I'm curious with season 4, do you think you'll soulmate it back up?
Yeah, I don't.
It depends.
I don't know. Yeah,
The most popular
we'll have to
answer
go
on
in a
the
different.
internet. Yeah, it
It'll have
depends.
to go in a different direction, but maybe.
Yeah, my theory with a season 4 is still that it's not actually a season 4, but it's like just if whatever it may be is just a continuation within the universe.
That universe.
And then using the font that's, similar to the Richmond Way font up there that looks like the Ted Lasso font. It can be maybe it's called the Richmond Way. That would be awesome for SEO for this
you.
podcast.
Yeah.
Absolutely would be, yeah.
I mean, I certainly appreciated the title of the Blu-ray being called the Richmond Way. So, but yeah,
the Amazon
for a
algorithm
women's
just
team.
cranking it out for you.
Yeah. So Thundergong. It was on November 9th of this year in Kansas City, Missouri, at the Uptown Theater. And so I know for me, it was my first time. Raise your hand. And then I guess since this will also be available on audio only to people to also say if it was your first time, I guess in the same order that we did it. So was that everybody's first time except Chip?
It was all you guys' first time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
yes.
so.
I
Yeah.
love. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have so much fun. Oh my gosh.
First of many.
Yeah.
First of
One
many.
of unlimited number.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm so pumped to go back and have that much fun and help raise all that money again. Like,
Yeah.
let's help those people out.
For
And
sure.
much needed funds, we should say too, as I just hate to jump in there, but much needed as for me, there really isn't enough to donate to these fine folks because there are so many. Yes, we did help out a ton of people, and we are so grateful for the people that they did help out. Thundergong did help out, but there are so many more that either don't know to come to us, are waiting in line to come to us, are already within the organizations and set up contacts for, and just so many more folks that can really use what the spirit of Thundergong and partnering with Steps of Faith is all about.
To hear Billy tell the story, it is frankly, it was pretty stunning to me that this is a problem to begin with. So but I really commend him. I had him on our podcast, and he talked about having the soul of a drummer. I was like, boy, and the passion of a drummer. Like watching him at Thundergong was amazing. You like felt every bit of his drummerness, I felt like, in there. And to know that he's putting it towards such an amazing cause, I think just really brings the energy to that event and the whole cause as well.
You know, as a place to start, that was one of the first things that I noticed going into this, because we went to the sound check, and I thought how incredible it was that he has this group of friends in his city that they are playing together, and like they're, you know, a band together, and just that is a rare thing as a person, you know, in your 40s, that to have a group of friends that are committed to doing something together. And I imagine that having a mission probably like makes those friendships tighter and like keeps you doing it when you maybe would have given up on it before. So this like purpose, it just radiates through the whole thing, you know, and the joy that it brings probably to people's individual lives, and then it comes back around full circle to everybody else. It was really cool.
I had a question too, because I think, Chip, it was something that you posted, or it was Steps of Faith, where it said like, go see this band, and then it had the hashtag Yacht Rock. So do they do Yacht Rock cover concerts?
Yes, I'm probably not at. I'm probably underqualified to say. It's probably maybe the house band Summer Breeze with that Billy.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
are a part of. Again, I think I've probably met just about everybody in that band. And again, I don't know like the very detailed specifics of it. I do know that some of the songs that they have played are considered yacht rock. I think they're a great, phenomenal band. I love listening to I just don't want to like misappropriate or misrepresent the sounds, the beautiful sounds that come out of that band. So I don't know how they would classify it, so I'm not at liberty to get into that, but I do know what they do produce sounds amazing, and that's pretty much where I stand on the music they produce. It's wonderful, and it's done by wonderful artists and people too.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, me too. Plenty of room.
Those yachts are big. No space for everybody.
Yeah, and if people want to like hear more like about Thundergong and Steps of Faith Foundation too, between Marnie's podcast for Elite at Like Lasso, or for the episode that we did with Billy, and they're different enough interviews too, so you could listen or watch both of them. You don't
get the same story.
Yeah, and what was kind of fun is that during the interview on ours, I had brought up, I think Bonnie said something about the word baloney, so I brought up Weird Al, and then near the end he's like, what's funny is somebody brought up someone that has not been announced yet, and it wasn't me. And wow. And then I was like, wait, what did I say? And then when I was editing,
go for mental inventory, like what have I been talking about for the last 10 minutes?
Yeah, and then I happened to be editing the episode like the day that Weird Al got announced, and I was like, and so then I sent Billy a screenshot of, because I had put like a picture of like a bologna package that had Weird Al's face on it. I was like, okay.
It's all clear to me now.
Yeah, because there was a few names that we had said during it, and that I was like, oh wait, I don't think that person, because like he said Taylor Swift at one point, which I know Alice and I would have definitely enjoyed that.
Oh my God, I would have.
Everyone.
Died.
It would have been the trouble fighting off the crowd that heard about it live and then tried to take over the Uptown Theater. That would have been out of control. As we were flying into Kansas City, we saw a private landing strip, and we were trying to decide if it was a Kansas City Chief or Taylor Swift's landing strip. I don't think it was. I Googled it, but we were making some assumptions.
Well, there was a game the day after Thundergong, and she was at that game. So
Yes, she was. Yes,
So-
she was.
You never know.
Maybe she was at Thundergong. She was just backstage the entire time.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Flavor Flav
You
is
never
King
know.
Swifty,
Yeah.
so I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
She was
I mean-
helping wrangle the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she was the babysitter in charge when they were
Yeah.
on the stage.
Or just wrangling Flavor Flav. But
I love his energy.
Oh.
It's
Oh
just
my
Yeah.
goodness. Yeah.
infectious, just like so positive and just such the literal hype man.
yeah, you guys are best friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are best friends.
He's the
Bingo.
best.
He was jazzed about getting his own rock, I can tell you.
So I guess from here, so the day of Thundergong, I know that Alice, Megan, and I all checked out Arthur Bryant's. Did anybody else do anything the morning of Thundergong that to kind of prepare for the night of Thundergong?
We went to Kansas City Live, I guess the KC Live, the outdoor markety place where there are a lot of bars and things outside. And a lot of, I tell you, you can't swing a bat without hitting somebody with a jersey on. So I am from Maryland, so I just kept my head low and made zero comments.
Nice. You, Tori?
I'm trying to remember. We went and had breakfast at Succotash, I think, which was super cute. And then just kind of walked around a little bit to see the sights. We were so excited to have a weekend on our own without children. So we just kind of walked around and enjoyed that as much as possible. And then, then got ready to go to the happy hour.
Nice.
We actually, so my business partner and I, we both, so Nick is sick tonight, otherwise he'd be here. We brought our spouses, and so we sort of had a plan, a little walking tour. We gave ourselves a Kansas City, and there was a Taverns and Shelves little shop. So it was they have wine and coffee drinks, etc., and bookshelves. So we took our book and gave them a copy. So we did that, and then they were very excited about the city because they were thinking, oh, if our college-age son wants a job someplace, Kansas City is cool. This looks like a really nice place. So it was steady, like, oh, let's get a picture of this and send it to him. So we had a lot of those communications.
Nice. Trying to sell the city. How about you, Chip? Because usually probably
for us. I mean, I got there like midday Thursday. Checked into the hotel. And like a lot of that time too, like the days before, it's kind of like really cool. Just because we did have a significant event that probably took place like probably a week prior to a Thundergong across the nation. So just kind of checking into folks and seeing how where people stood, given the results of the election and things. And then we kind of all huddled together and thought that us putting on Thundergong, regardless of where anybody stood politically, would definitely be a good thing, as it usually is when it comes to things involving Jason and Billy. I think it meant a lot of things to a lot of different people, especially given that timing. So I think that the night it was like the night before, just kind of getting everybody is like, oh, how was your flight? Kind of getting settled in, and then just really kind of just checking in with folks, because a lot of times, it'll be kind of like a year before we see anybody, or if we're like, fortunate enough to get to Kansas City, in between there, and kind of check in with those folks too. But it had been a little bit of time since last year's Thundergong, so it was just a great reminder of why we do it. And just for the record too, I am in no way like heading this up or anything. I'm just one of the many helping hands that go along with putting on, and just helping with Thundergong. And it's just so many, being surrounded by that energy of not only are we with people that we love doing this with, but we're also doing it for a great cause. And we're doing it with great people. And to be reminded of that, of kind of like your position where you are in the world, is just to kind of think of things bigger than yourself, and to give to things, the things that we take for granted, such as an arm or a leg, and the ability to walk, and to be able to grip things, or however normal functions that we do take for granted, being reminded and being grateful of those things, and being around people that also are thankful for those things. And then on top of that, wanting to help people that maybe need to be reminded and need help with those things that we all take for granted. And it just, again, getting back into that immersion is just one that I know I get jazzed about. Tiredness really doesn't come to a factor. Again, I'm the odd duck, as I just, being injected with that kind of energy for me, it's just impossible to kind of get tired. I mean, trust me, I crash at the end of the day, but it just keeps me going, and it's the reason why I feel so grateful and blessed to do the things that I get to do with organizations like Steps of Faith, with an event like Thundergong, and with people like Billy and Jason and Will Forte and Brennan Hunt and all the many people that put us on. Even again, our drivers Patrick and Brian, who are just perennially I call them angels, because that's what they are. Just about everybody involved, just helping out to getting these people the things that they need.
I'm trying to picture with that energy already, and then you add Flava Flav and Christo on top of that, and I just think that might max out whatever energy meter you had. That's fantastic.
I know. Like I said, they'll take it to the limit. Christo and I are still, again, very, very, very close. He's like a brother. He's lived with me for a little bit. He's like a brother. And then to meet Flava Flav, who's always been kind of like an idol and a mentor, up from afar of sorts. A lot of people would say that I have my own hype man skills, and to meet the master and professor of that craft was certainly one that I'm never going to forget. And like he said, he even made statements that he better be invited next time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, like you saying that too is like a lot of, because of the energy there too, is like it's probably just like all the endorphins, like basically keeping everybody like awake and, like pepped up. And like Alice and Megan know this, because the day before Thundergong, I had to work on an ABC show that was like the Great Christmas Fight, and it wrapped at like 1 a.m. for me, and then my flight was boarded at 6:45.
Oh yeah.
And then my drive home after I wrapped was like 40 minutes, so I got like 2.5 hours of sleep.
That's what plane rides are for. That's
you think about just driving right to the airport and sleeping there?
I would have done that 1,000%.
I mean, I brought this book to fall asleep reading on the airplane too, because I mean, this is the book you have to fall asleep reading on an airplane. But I couldn't fall asleep. So I napped at the hotel that day before Thundergong, so I didn't just like die during mid-show.
We left him and a penguin together.
Yes.
A giant penguin to watch over him and keep him safe.
Yeah, there's penguins involved. But it gets to be the time of Thundergong. Everyone starts showing up. When did everyone kind of get in line for the show?
Everybody here?
Yeah.
Like around 4, like we started getting to taking an Uber to the venue around 4:15. Because we wanted to be there in time for check-in for the sound check. Yeah.
We drove by around 12:30, I think, on our way out to go do something. We didn't drive. I'm sorry. We were in an Uber. And we saw people already lining up. And I was like, wow, like there are already people. But I'm like, I'm too old for that. So
me and Megan did that already.
Alice actually said that we did our time on the streets.
Yeah.
We're like, we can't handle it anymore.
We were late, but we still had we got in. I mean, we were pretty, we didn't get into line until like probably 6:20, 6:30, but it moved quickly. It was really well organized, and we still had a great spot on the floor. So yeah, there we are.
we planned the happy hour at BB's Lone Side Barbecue from 5 to 6, right? And we invited anybody from the Ted Lasso community who could join. The folks that didn't stay the whole time or couldn't come were the ones that were already on the line. But we had a lot of folks that had seats. So we had never been before. So literally the morning that Thundergong opened, Nick and I we were on a Zoom and we had the website for Thundergong up. And I mean, it was, I don't race for my Southwest seating, like my boarding pass as aggressively as I waited for the Thundergong tickets. And then we're like, we've got strategies, 2 screens, 2 monitors, checking like, grab that seat, try that seat, try that seat. Okay, we got 4 in a row. Anyway, we left the happy hour at like 6:15 and got there, I think 6:35ish. But I thought it was super well organized, because it was not one of those lines where I think like, my gosh, we're all going to have to believe a little bit too. The nice thing is, if you're going to wait in a really long line, you want them all to be Ted Lasso fans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And if someone wants to see a good thing for how long the line was, check out Chip's Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I was watching that live as we were in the Uber, and I was like, oh, we might be in trouble because there's so many people.
Yeah, no, Chip _ fresh. If those that want to do find that quick little video. I just always find don't quote me, but I think there are people in line at like 8 to 9 a.m. That day waiting in line. And year after year, this was my 3rd year coming to Thundergong, which I usually say this too for you guys, because I'm speaking specifically to you guys, your first timers. Is I dare you. I absolutely dare you to go to just one. You can't. Like once that pop comes off, like you just keep eating them and keep eating it. It's and to that effect, I certainly applaud those people. And I think somebody had touched on it, is that the people in that line, they're my favorite part. Like coming from far and wide, some from overseas, some domestically, some from however long of plane rides, train rides, buses, walking, however people had gotten to that venue that day. And just like the stories of like whether they were influenced from Ted Lasso, or had just been fans of Will Forte or Jason or Brendan or Crisco or whoever, Weird Al, Flavor Flav, whoever was participating, many different reasons. They're just touched by the organization. They just want to come and support, and this is the best way that they know how. And I have time for all those people. I have time for all of them, however long that they've stayed, however, from however close, from however far away. I have time for all of them. I had the blessing of speaking with a lot of them in line, and that, again, that energy that you can't bottle, you can't sell. It's infectious as heck. And like I said, I dare you. Once you're injected, I tell people that all the time. If you can't leave the Uptown Theater that night full of joy, hope, and also too, just like a duty to kind of help out these folks, because you see the result of what we can do, and what, just like however little money that you can spare, or whatever time you can spare, or whatever it does, it certainly makes a difference. And it's proven by, we had some of the greatest performers that that we could have that night, but the loudest applause of them all was the young lady that had received a limb that night. And it always is that way, and that's why I love this event. I love the foundation. I love the people that put it on, is because that to me is everything. It's worth it's literally, I get emotional talking about it. It's everything. It really is. It's everything. And what we're doing, it matters. It matters. And it greatly matters to the people that we're helping. And even for the people that it's therapeutic to me, because I'm like, I did something. I like, these are why I work with these people, is because they feel very much the same way, is that we're helping on a level that is real, that you can see for yourself. And it's great. And again, thanks for everybody that's involved.
Yeah. Speaking of that, if you want to see the video of her that received the that they highlighted, that's on the Steps of Faith Foundation YouTube channel too. And I remember when that played, I was like, all right.
Yeah. one, it's the loudest hug you're ever gonna receive. It's we rocked that theater. I'll tell you that we rocked that theater, and it's just like that. That's number one. Two, I dare to come to just one, and three is you are going to laugh, you are going to sing along, and you're also going to be hit in ways in the heart that'll just leave you just with your tears just sobbing down your face, and then we'll make you cry again. I'm sorry, then we'll make you laugh again. So, like I said, it's an experience worth coming out to Kansas City for. I'll tell you that.
Definitely. And so we ended up having a ticket that we were able to give away through our podcast. On what we did with that was that had people donate whatever amount they thought, was a reasonable amount that they could have afford to do whatever, and then send us a receipt. Went into a randomizer of who would get that ticket, and I saw the woman that won it ended up being one of those people that was like way front ahead of the line, because all of her videos and pictures were like right up next to the stage from that night. So I was glad that it ended up going to somebody that
that enthusiastic about it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah. Now, so the night starts, and everything starts going on. But yeah. So the music. Now, for the set list, there was about 19 songs in total. I had to write it. I had to go to the Steps of Faith Spotify to find it, to try to remember all of this stuff. Was there any song specifically from anybody that or like performances that, like, I mean, everyone's gonna say Hot to Go. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But besides that one, was there another one that stood out to you that was like one of your favorite performances during the night? And then this can just gonna be anybody who wants to.
I was all up on the Brendan clash. Like,
oh yeah,
should I stay or should I go? Like, come on, like that was pretty amazing. And then with a special guest, so
The scream.
and I felt like it was so appropriate for him. Yeah, it was awesome. And that was early on in the show. For those of you who weren't able to be there, it was like very, very.
Yeah, it was only
early.
like the second song.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorites was Jason singing "Happier Than Ever." Like, I love Billie Eilish, and I love how much he loves Billie Eilish and how much his kids love Billie Eilish. Just seeing them come out on stage and screaming was cathartic.
We'll now cut to a quick clip of that now.
Okay.
I was thinking, don't sing because they're going to cut back to us. And
I know.
I would agree with Alice for that one too. And I don't know, I could feel like the emotion in that song too when Jason was singing that too. But how about Marnie or Tori? Was there any?
Well, I don't remember what song came before it, but whatever Christo did to make Jason say, the hair is real, the dimple is real, the vibe is real. Like, yes, I feel that. I feel that.
Well, I think mine was Krista, and I don't know if it was this song that you're talking about, but Take Me On, Take On Me.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah, he did it.
it's just such a fun song, and like I just love how everybody was so like dedicated to it and had so much energy and excitement to be there.
I agree. Did you have a favorite, Chip? Or are they all your darlings?
Krista's my dude, and yes, they are all awesome. 911's a joke. Like, I mean, all
Mm.
that. But I think to see my man throw out roses and then to punt little soccer
Yes.
balls, into the stands.
Oh,
And
I
then
was so
singing
sad I didn't get
Living La
one.
Vida Loca. I mean, this dude, man. This dude, man. Also, too, anytime I think you can get Brendan Hunt into wear any sort of skimpy outfit.
Oh yeah.
I think.
I got a quick picture of that. Yeah.
Put it up. You gonna put it up?
I don't know if YouTube will like that.
Yeah, we might get censored.
I'm trying to get this censored.
If people want to see that, I will post it to the Richmond Way Instagram by itself.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, and like, man, my thing with Brendan Hunt too is that like he's like very like loosey goosey with like his dancing too. That's so like, I don't even remember what song it was, but he had like the full tracksuit on for that.
I get such a kick out of Brendan.
Yeah, he just makes you laugh. Yeah.
Again, he's just a guy that again, one loves his friends and family and just puts his all. Like, he does not take any of this lightly. Like, he puts everything that he has into stuff, and that's why I love him. Is that like he's all heart, man. He's all heart. Once he's in, he is fully in, and I love that dude, man. I love him.
What made me think, did he have to act at all in Ted Lasso? I was like, Brendan, you just show up and you do you, and we're gonna work around it because that's gonna just fit perfectly.
Oh yeah. One of my other favorite things too is because representation matters is Will Forte's song about people with the name Mark.
Mark.
For you, dude. For you,
Teddy
dude.
Stark.
I was like, I know he's probably singing about Mark with a K, but in my head it's Mark with a C.
I think it was all inclusive, Mark. To be quite honest,
There you go.
MARQUE, all are invited.
Nice, especially as being like a Last Man on Earth fan too. I was glad there's like a little bit of references to Last Man on Earth there too. And if people haven't watched that yet, they need to go back and watch it now.
For sure.
Jason is also in that too. He plays Will Forte's brother.
For sure. Yeah.
And if you've seen past performances from past Thundergongs, there's a song that they performed together in that they've also performed at a past Thundergong. So there you go.
Gotta keep you coming back. Gotta keep you
segues all together.
Easter eggs everywhere. Like
that's. I was like, yes, Easter eggs. Thank you.
We're here for them.
Now, so the full. I'm gonna read through the full set list just like really quick. So the first song was "Live and Let Die." That was Jason Sudeikis, which that was an awesome way to start the show too. You had Christo, Brendan, and Will Forte come out there with like the streamers during that song. I thought that was hilarious. And then we talked about it. Should I Stay or Should I Go? By The Clash with Brendan and Christo for that one. Then Take on Me by Aha with Christo. Oh, and then we had the Will Forte version of She's Like the Wind.
Yeah,
she likes.
that was
my
another
wind.
favorite.
Yeah, that one was great. That made me wish that like right now the two songs that you can see on the Steps of Faith Foundation site or YouTube are the How to Go and Bring the Noise on there. But that it made me wish that like all of the stuff was on there just so I could watch some of the stuff again that I didn't record the entire thing from. But just that one was so funny. I liked that one with Billy's wife in there too.
Yes, Allison, who is wonderful. Like I was just like so glad they have those pieces because she is an absolute angel. That one. Oh my gosh! Like again, every year bringing it with the vocals, and then just as you can imagine, being Billy's wife, what she does even behind the scenes, and them too. Yeah. It like like I said, they're definitely a couple to strive for, and she's definitely a person that I look up to immensely, and just how she handles it, and it's all with like such grace that is. Because again, it takes a lot to put those kind of things on. It takes a lot of logistics that are going on, and she just she just makes it look so easy, and you know that it's very, very, very hard. And then she goes on stage and rocks it too. So it's just like a woman of so many talents. But I think like her superpower is just the love that she gives, and it's whether again you're her husband or you're a person whose first time at Thundergong it is, like she treats everybody like they're all here to help, and that's what they are there. I think it's one of the main reasons why people do come back is if you do have some time to chat with Allison, she is just an angel, truly.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, like you saying that too is like it feels like everyone that's involved in it's just generally feels like a good group of people that was just like a good vibe group basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a group of Alice's is what I
if we're not, we're all strive to be. I'll tell you that. We're all I could never get on that level. Let me tell you, I'll forever. I'll be trying to get on Alice's level. Are you kidding me? But that's why I'm here. That's why I dedicate that energy towards that time. You're right. It is. It's a lot of those people, and every single person that has come along with whatever help that they were able to give. And that's what I think. What the point is that like it takes all of us. It really does. It takes all of us, and we can get there. Just a little bit of kindness, right? Just a little bit of kindness, just a little bit of time, a little bit of scratch, a little bit of whatever it is, and again, that's what I love about Thundergong too, because it's the celebration of it. It's the celebration of that. It's the celebration of Nike being able to donate sneakers and having it like a company like Nike that seems so untouchable that through contacts or whatever, through Jason the organization, whatever, they were able to come together. Not only are they going to come together, but the products that they produce are now going to be aligned with what they stand for, and Thundergong stands for what Steps of Faith stands for, and then on top of that, we get to raffle them off. And it's all it's all to help people, which is like you can't. I love it all.
Yeah, I think Forte's shoes by themselves brought in 12,000, right? Like it was basically like 1,000 for each size up of the shoe. But,
it's awesome.
Yeah, those shoes are really cool too. Because they were, if anybody hasn't seen them, they were basically this year's Thundergong colors too. So you can check those out on the Steps of Faith Instagram or any of their socials. So like from there we had we also did Closure from Last Man on Earth. Then we had Jason doing Crazy Love, which I thought was great as well. That was one of the songs he did during the soundtrack, and I liked it both during that and this, and I thought that was it. We talked to the animation director that did the claymation short for the other day. I was saying that there needs to be a full if there is a season 4 or whatever, there needs to be a full-length episode that's the claymation thing, and do it as a full musical, because of the amount of people in the show that can sing, like Brendan, Jason, Hannah, obviously, that you could just make a Christmas musical in the claymation style. And I was like,
perfect. I'm in.
I was like, you could even do a proof of concept by just like animating it to one of the songs from Hannah Waddingham's Christmas special from last year too. Yeah. So you already got a thing you can do it with. But so like from Crazy Love, there was then Hero, Christo doing Hero there. That's what we were talking about with the throwing the roses out.
Yeah.
And I know Alice really wanted one of the soccer balls.
Yes.
Though, when he was kicking those out, I was like, man, someone's gonna get hit in the face with one of those because we were like up in like that balcony part, and they were like flying up there. So it was like even the person that caught one, I was like, that had to hurt their hands when they caught that. I just was.
But the pedals, they soften the blow.
Yeah.
The pedals,
I was just picturing it like hitting somebody in the face back there, which would have been funny but also not funny in the same time. But it would have been funny if it didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
As long as it wasn't the Greyhound mascot, that would have been.
Oh,
Although that would have brought it.
bringing
back.
it right around. Yeah.
And then they got Must Have Got Lost, which I think that was the one that had Brendan in the full tracksuit. Maybe not. But then there's Jason doing Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. Then there was Handle with Care by the Traveling Wilburys, which was Jason Sudeikis, Brendan Hutt, and Will Forte, which that was another one that I liked a lot too. I thought the three of them like harmonizing together for that and like doing different parts of the song worked really well. I think that one was like I feel like is an underrated gem for it, because you got Hot to Go. We're gonna get there. And you had Happier Than Ever, but I think that one was really good too. And obviously we had, well, when we get to this one too, we had Bring the Noise with Flavor Flav and Jason, because that was really good too. But then so after that we had Livin' La Vida Loca with Krista, which that was awesome as well too.
Right.
And then the thing I liked after that too was this kind of nice conglomeration, like segue of Krista singing Happy into Weird Al singing Tacky, and then but then Krista still doing Happy as Weird Al was doing Tacky, and them singing it together. I thought, I was like, yes, this is, you can only hear this at Thundergong.
Yeah.
The original song and the parody of the song sang at the same time together. And then we had Weird Al singing One More Minute from I don't remember which album it was. It was an earlier Weird Al album, but it was awesome to hear that, because it's more of like a B-side Weird Al song, so it was cool to hear just like a more not as often sang Weird Al song. So and then here we are, we're finally at Hot to Go.
Here we go. Unleash them. Unleash the hounds. There we go.
What did everyone think when Will Forte came out and was like, Al, you know how your whole thing is to do, you change up the lyrics? He's like, what if you just sang a song and didn't not change the lyrics?
I actually felt like it was this is a random callback to when like they tricked Sonny and Cher singing together on the David Letterman show, like after they had split up. Like, oh my gosh, are they, they were furious, like, and had to do it. I was like, how much of that is this like the one time that we're gonna see Weird Al like play it straight? That might just age me, so I apologize.
Like people were honored to be in there, in the presence of Weird Al and Will and me personally, I like, and again, my interaction with that song too is I'm usually up in the crow's nest working my way back and forth backstage and up there, because I like seeing the crowd and their reaction to what they're about to see. And it might as well have been the YMCA. Everybody, everybody in there. It was just everybody. You heard just singing, doing like dancing. It was great. It was just because again, it's just like that full engagement, and again that theater. And again, there's been talks of like whether it be at a bigger venue or whatever. And this year we're like God willing, if we do go to a bigger one, I don't know, and that's up for the creators or however it is. But there's something really special about those particular people being in that room, because the entire room is just either dancing or singing along to it. It was just really, really, really cool to see.
Yeah, and the Uptown's a really cool theater too. It's like it looks it kind of looks like an old school like movie palace at the same time too, and it's got like the balconies on either side. I was just picturing the Muppet Show with like Statler and Waldorf, like
Yes.
Yeah.
so. But yeah, and well, I mean that, and I think I had heard someone say that was actually the most requested song because like they put out a thing for people to request songs to be sung at. Thundergong, and I guess "Hot to Go" was the most requested song this year, which makes sense in a way too, considering that Chapel Roan is from Missouri too, and this is so
There you go. There you go.
And there was a Chapel Roan thing in the raffle that people could donate for. So if people are paying attention, there's the
Easter
clues
eggs,
were
baby.
there.
Easter eggs, baby.
Yeah.
Connect those dots. Connect them.
It's like it's one of the things that makes Thundergong so amazing, though, is like where else are you ever going to see Weird Al and Will Forte sing "Hot to Go" in a theater that's gorgeous, like you're going to see a Broadway show, and it also helps raise money for people who need it. Like it's all wrapped in one excellent little package.
Yeah, just ticks all the boxes.
Yeah.
As a Midwesterner, I have to say, like, for those of us from the Midwest cities, and I'm from one of the smaller ones, it is like really cool to see, Kansas City or Minneapolis or whatever show out, because we're considered flyover territory. And like for an event like this, it's like people who have a connection to the area and they've grown up and they show up. They show up for their hometown and for Missouri, for Kansas. I come down from Iowa, like it's a cool thing because it's not LA, it's not New York. No offense, Alice. But
None taken.
it's the only way that I can get you to the Midwest. It's like, for this event. Then you're like, well, I'll come within 3 hours of your house.
One day I'll come visit you.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I really appreciate it as being part of something that's like so epic that is right down the road from me. And Kansas City is, a place that I visit a lot. Just when you want to get out, it's like for Midwesterners, a 3-hour drive is like whatever. That's just like a hop, skip, and a jump.
We call that Tuesday.
Yeah, for real. So it's really cool, and everyone, it is very much a like happy Midwestern vibe. Like, although I think they said that there were people from like over 40 states.
Yeah, 41 states.
And 10 countries.
Yeah.
And I came home with a nasty cold that I just got over, so I believe it. It was like all the germs from all over. That's anything though. It's like, people gather from all over the place. It's like everybody's kids.
Basically. But
right, yeah, it's con crud. That's
thunder crud.
Thundergong. I don't know, but yeah, it was very cool because there were tons of locals there, but there were lots of people who were from all over the place who came out especially for this, and huge amount of people.
You said wearing that hoodie was basically like a
my
a bat signal
Hawkeye
for people
hoodie
to come talk to you.
Yeah, lots of people, and they weren't all from Iowa either. It was just like, oh, are you from Iowa? Yep, I'm from Iowa. And then it was like, I got stuck talking to somebody, not a bad conversation. It was wonderful, but I really was trying to go to the bathroom. And 25 minutes later.
Yeah, and I texted you. I was like, are you okay?
Yeah, it's like,
where are you?
No, I'm trying to go to the bathroom. But that's the kind of group that you're getting there, like people everyone was so wonderful and just lovely and such a good vibe.
As a random aside, it's nice to be able to say Thundergong in a state where everybody actually knows what you're saying. I'm just saying, on occasion, I was playing pickleball where the average age is above mine. What are you doing this weekend? And I say Thundergong, and that'll stop a point and potentially the next 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how many people were paying attention.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the question. That was the one question I forgot to ask Billy was just like, where did the name Thundergong come from? Which it seems like in retrospect that should have been like the first question that I asked.
Well, ChatGPT wasn't around when they came up with it. So it was not the question of like, Chad, give me something that sounds like something no one really wants to say, but for sure we can get the URL, all the hashtags, all the socials. And chat was like, how about Thundergong? Good idea.
All I know is he said he'd give me the full answer the next time he came on, but he said the TLDR is that it just had to do with him being a drummer and Jason wanting to be a drummer. And that's kind of partial. He's like, it's much more of a backstory than that, but that's kind of the genesis of it, I guess.
Okay.
But it's, yeah, I do still like the play on words of it when it showed up in Ted Lasso though too.
There you
Oh yeah.
So the last few bits of music from the show, Flavor Flav came out. He had him do a drum solo on Billy's drum set, which that was great. Thought that was awesome. Also talked about being King Swifty. Again, like Alice said, is like just Flavor Flav's energy in general, just like as when he came out there, just just it was full of like energy. It was awesome. And then he did 911 as a joke by himself. And then after he did that, Jason Sudeikis came out and he and Flavor Flav did Bring the Noise. Another great performance. That's another one that you can find on the Steps of Faith YouTube as well
So
too.
good.
So people want to, like Jason did a great job with. It was like
He did, yeah.
I mean,
That was my
even-
husband's favorite. He was so excited.
Even Flav was like, listen, he's like, I have never seen anybody do it, and that wasn't Chuck D. Like Chuck D could have done it, and it was really, it meant a lot. I know to Jason to hear Flav say that. It certainly meant a lot to me because I spent a lot of time around Jason, very, very much a hip hop fan. And again, I think even he knew that was a tall order, but to see him, I was like, damn, he every single word note, he crushed that when he did his thing. I do gotta say, again, if you have any doubts, go check it out for yourself. But yeah, it definitely got my approval for sure.
it was amazing. People definitely need to check that out if they haven't already. Go to the. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that you should check out on the Steps of Faith Foundation YouTube channel, but that one, go check it out.
Sure.
And then after that, we got this one was, I think, also awesome, was Common People. It was based off the William Shatner version with Jason Sudeikis and Brendan Hunt doing that, and I thought that one was awesome too. I think that's also like a song that, like, that version specifically was like really big, like I think like when I was in high school or something. But like I feel like that one's kind of like one that like not a lot of people hear a lot anymore too. So it's cool for them to do that, and I thought that was again, I wish there was like a way to, like, after the show that you could get like a CD, like a vinyl record.
Welcome to high school again.
Yeah, or like a digital download of like all the music from the show, which that could be another way to make money for
Make
Steps of Faith.
money.
But that's also probably this whole music rights thing of like being
Right.
able to like sell it. So I get it. And
But
then
the idea is good. I like the idea though. Yeah.
the mindset is and then the last thing was everybody that had been on stage at any point that night then came out for the Joe Cocker version of With a Little Help from My Friends. And that was awesome because you had everyone that had been out there had like a little bit of a solo during it. So I mean, I think that was another great way to kind of end the show. And I think between Live and Let Die by Wings and then doing the Joe Cocker version of With a Little Help from My Friends, I'm assuming maybe Mr. Brendan Hunt had a little or was possibly very happy about tangential Beatles inclusion into this year's Thundergong through those versions of, you know, what did you guys kind of think of like that last song there? Or the
I
performance?
definitely felt that connection to the music that is so intrinsic to Ted Lasso, which, I'm terrible and I don't know a ton about how that all works, like with writers and how that, like how the soundtracks actually like kind of negotiated into the show, if that's part of the script, the teleplay, I guess, in this case, or not. But it really did feel like there is a huge piece of who they are in the show and here, because you could kind of like feel and hear the resonances all night long. And just there's such a highly referential show, so pretty much everything that was in there kind of, it just, you felt like some kind of a connection, an illusion happening.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, you can, and again, I call it heart, just plain. And I know it's not a glamorous term or anything. It's just got a lot of heart. And between the people that I'm, again, blessed to be around, Jason, Brendan, Billy, everybody that's involved, Steps of Faith, Thundergong, it's just got miles and miles of heart. That's just plain and simple. Whether it's Ted Lasso, whether it's just people can spot fake, I think, real quick, and I think they've been certainly, and within the last coming years, been able to kind of see what's genuine and what's not genuine, and I think one of the things that that people gravitate towards these things, whether it be Thunderground, whether it be Ted, whether it be anything, is that it's that certain heartstring that you learned about as kids, but may have kind of dulled over the sense of as you become an adult and as you kind of make your way in the world and things like that. But it's tapping into that energy that you felt the first time you watched a Disney movie, or the first time I'm a big proponent of everything you need to learn about the world you learned in the third grade. So I think when you start to hear of others having a lot, and you start of hearing like, yeah, maybe we should give back to maybe some people that don't have, or maybe the people that don't, that either take things for granted, or people that need it. I've been fortunate enough to be able to have things. So I look, and we all have a duty, I think, coming from that place of, if you do have, and if you are grateful for where you are, wherever that may be in life, why don't you help somebody else on that journey to feel what you feel? Mm-hmm. Why don't you help somebody else to feel that? That's why, again, the more people that come out of that, I want you to feel this, because I said once you feel it, and I'm not speaking for y'all, because y'all gonna say the same thing, as I dare you to come to just one. I dare you. I dare you to come to just one, because this is my third year. I came once, and they're gonna have to rip me away. rip me away, because again, it's that thing. It's that thing, and like I said, it's the heart. It's the heart of it, and it's at a lot of what we do. Well, it's certainly what I do. Certainly, I think around the people that help put on these kind of things. So,
you brought up the right at the beginning, and I'd kind of, I think, repressed it, but the fact that this happened the week of the election, and I think like everyone should remember that the reason that this charity even exists is because of the fact that there's a problematic system in place in the United States with healthcare, and that people are left out of being able to get the things that they actually need because we don't have a single payer system. And so it kind of made a lot of sense that the people who were there, I think everyone was looking for a sense of community that night, because what had happened in the previous week was pretty traumatic, I think, for most of the folks who were there. And everyone who was there because they care about helping their neighbors, and people they don't even know, because we know that we're in some way like part of a system that just doesn't work. And here's a group of people who've gone out to do something to like actually combat the fact that we have a systemic failure happening on the governmental level. So that's what they, rely on private charities to do this kind of stuff. And that's where we're at in the United States. And these are good people who have done something positive and real and substantive to make a difference in people's lives. And that feels awesome to be even just a tiny part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it shouldn't.
Well said. Well said.
Like it shouldn't have to exist, but it does.
Yeah.
And it's awesome that it does. And I mean, all of us here are glad that it exists because of how it's able to help people out because of that. That's probably a good way to wrap up this episode. So I'll give Richmond Way's info first, and then I'll pass around for everybody to, if you want people to be able to find you on the internet. So for the Richmond Way, I'll even put this up to give it to you guys.
Nice pants.
Yeah,
Woo!
Love it.
real nice.
Thank you. So you can find Richmond Way at richmondwaypod.com. That's where this episode is, and all of our past episodes, Patreon, everything, interviews with Billy, with Mary Roscoe, with Kip Smedley, with Paul Cripps. So if we've talked about it on the show, that's where you can find it, over there at richmondwaypod.com. And that's enough of a free show of me wearing the Beard After Hours pants. So, I'll pass it over to Alice if you want to let people know where they can find you.
Yeah, sure. I'm on Instagram at Ted Lasso Rocks, and just feel free to join in on my weekly contest where I give away a hand-painted Believe Rock to anyone that wants one in the world.
Yeah, like this.
Bam. Bam.
Yeah.
Mine's over there.
And then, Marnie, where can they find you?
So leaditlikelasso.com is the best place to see all the things, and we're on all the socials at Lead It Like Lasso.
Nice. And then, Chip, where can they find you?
Yeah, just on Instagram at chip_fresh. Yep. I try my best to get a hold of or get back to certain people. So yeah, just drop me a line. Tell me where you interacted with me, or whatever. Try to jog my memory. Can't say that I'll get back to everybody, but that's where you can find me anyway.
Nice. And Megan, do you want people to find you on the internet?
No, don't find me on the internet. You can find me in the state of Iowa if you're crafty.
There you go. And if you spot the hoodie.
Yeah, just look for the gold band and the tiger hawk.
So in place of that, where you can find Megan online is at stepsoffaithfoundation.org
Bingo.
or thundergong.org, and then you can make a donation in her name.
Mm-hmm.
So
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Just make it say "Go Hawks."
There you go. And then Tori, where can people find you online?
I am still kind of on X right now as Ted Becca Podcast. Or just come see me at Tori A. Weber on Instagram, because that's just me.
Nice. So if you want the non-Ted Lasso Tori, you can find Tori there on...
The mean abrasive version? I'm just kidding. I don't think she has that.
No.
But, that would be the non-Ted Lasso version.
It's just basically pictures of my animals and children.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining us again tonight. I appreciate all 5 of you that joined us in here for this round table discussion of our experiences at Thundergong. And again, like Chip has said, Megan said, Alice, Marnie, and Tori all said, Thundergong is it's not just an event, but it's like a state of mind and a good, like, if you want to feel the way you did, like if you're listening or watching this podcast like you did watching Ted Lasso, Thundergong and Steps of Faith Foundation is essentially like, if Ted was a real person, it would have been a thing that like he made and would have been a thing that he created to put on. It's a very Lasso / Richmond Way kind of thing to do.
I'm all right with that. Yeah.
But Yeah. So for all of us, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you again next time on the next Richmond Way podcast.
Thank
See
you.
you guys in
Bye,
Kansas
thank
City.
Thank you.
Thank you guys again.
Bye.
Bye.
So until next time, folks, be curious, not judgmental, and keep rewatching. This is Ted Lasso signing off. As the man once said, the harder you work, the luckier you get.